might be live. If nothing else, OBS is recording, so if the actual live stream portion comes out absolutely horrible, I can re-upload it later. I actually don't think I'm going to do too much on my map just because with this internet going crazy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get much of anything done. But I'd like to, at the very least, show you guys something that I managed to pull off in my previous map. The stuff Sky was doing tonight with his crazy mountain railroad and his spiraling down and stuff reminded me of a station I did towards the end of my personal map, the last one I did. And now this is probably going to be pretty laggy because it's a medium map, and medium map plus OBS doesn't tend to do very good. But anyway, I at least want to show you guys this station for when people do log back on. So I'm actually really pleased with how this wound up coming out. So the way this originated was the trains had been pulling into there, and they were consistently sitting across my main line, just completely blocking everything. So the only way to get things sorted out was to do a flyover. And the only way I could manage to fit a flyover in because of where this is and just where everything got laid out, the only way I could fit a flyover in was to go over all of this, which meant I was forced to have a station up here and do that crazy spiral going under itself with a raised station. And I was just, I don't know, it's one of those things that, you know, would you realistically do it? No. But does it look freaking awesome in Transport Fever? Absolutely. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this before I went into the actual map. And we'll see how the lag goes, because if it's not too bad, I think I might just keep right on going. Actually, while this is loading, I will get chat pulled up in the window just in case somebody comes on and it actually manages to sort of work. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a very laggy stream, but there we go. Okay, so I appear to have it at least sort of set up. Let's just see how it does. And if anybody shows up and the stream is still functional, we will keep it going. And even if nobody shows up, I'll go for at least a little while. So yeah. Game should be loading sometime. Here we go. So anyway, yeah, I've showed you my cool spiraling station from my other map. And this is where we left off last time riding the oil train. So let's see. So right now the main thing we're trying to do is just let the date go by so we can get the A1. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a bit of a lag fest, so I'm going to have to take things pretty slow. But we'll see what we can do. Yeah. because it really eats into my computer's processing ability having this tab open. But if anybody shows up, I want to be able to see the chat, and if the download speed on the internet is down, between that and my tablet's connectivity, I'm not going to get anything at all. So this is kind of my only real way I can do this. So anyway, I think I'm gonna start getting the bus route in here for when we do get Gordon on his line. So I'm gonna put the bus stop as one of the nice fancy ones, and we're gonna put it in here up next to the station, and then hook up to this road. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it up against the front of the station or next to the side, because next to the side would be a more logical continuation of the existing road. I think I'm going to put it next to the side, but I like trams, so I'm going to have to take it up to 30 meters. And electric tram track for when I manage to extend my light rail depot lines out to here. I hope I didn't jump it too far with that lag. Yeah, nah. I can afford to put that thing in again, get a little neater. Just take it slow. Come on. Just ease forward just a little bit. Come on. No more. There we go. There we go. And then now I'm gonna grab a little chunk of street here. Yeah, I wish you could have streets that were exactly the same size as the depot access. I think it would just look a lot nicer not having that whole thing. But whatever. There's probably gonna, at some point soon, there's gonna be a mod out here that has a street that's the same as the depot access bit. But there isn't yet, so until then, we're stuck doing this. Let's see. How horrifically unreasonable. If I can manage to zoom out with this lag. Oh, right. See, do I want to record in actually I'm gonna quit recording with OBS because that also eats up CPU. And right now slimming the CPU use is the name of the game here. Because the more I can slim down that CPU use, the less lag we'll have. And the less lag, the more playable, and the more playable, the more enjoyable your streaming experience will be. So, anyway. There, yeah, that's a little better. So anyway, let's go into that and see how far we've extended the, okay, so just out to there. That's not too unreasonable. Yeah, we're gonna take our Okay, that's nothing big. I don't usually bother with electrics, at least not in the early game here. I probably will wind up eventually electrifying to get some high-speed trains in, but till we're doing high speed, I'm not going to bother with electrification. Just because I prefer doing steam, and steam doesn't require electrification. I know. Such a shocking development. Who could have ever foreseen the fact that steam trains would not require catenary cables? Anyway, I think we're gonna want to take it, up there. So we gotta cross... Oh, come on, you. Anyway, so we got a crossroad going across there. I don't think I'm gonna take it across that. And then I'm gonna just take it down both sides, I think, there. Just do that nice big loop. And as this is a more outlying town, I don't think I'm going to bother fixing that, even though it's a bit annoying. For the purposes of this, it really doesn't much matter that we have that, because I'm not going to be sending vehicles across it, and it shouldn't cause enough traffic backup to cause me any serious issues, so I'm just going to leave it in like it is. So, anyway, let's grab a couple of these. I think we'll put one stop, so I think we're going to put one stop at the very end there, one stop over there, one stop over there, and then maybe one stop there, because I don't think that's quite going to cover out all the way out to there. And then we're going to... Oh, you put in on the wrong road, didn't you? Yep, so we're going to have to get rid of that little one. Okay, so anyway, let's get the line in here. So we're gonna go from there at the train station and just go around to stops. And slowly but slowly, the computer will register what I'm actually doing. So, yeah, and anyway, we're lagging out. Rick's having to run the chat over here, because no way my tablet's hooking up to the internet now, with the internet acting up. So, tried that. That's the wrong plug. That's the Mickey Mouse with 3. Yeah. Yours is the one with 2. Anyway, so that's my mom. We were trying to get her laptop to work so I could run the chat on it. The power, half the power cord is missing. So, yeah. But anyway, since the emissions mechanic is actually broken at the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and put on the newer steam trams. And actually, I'm probably going to use that guy as well. Yeah, so these guys are 36 cargo, top speed 30, whereas these guys are 33 and top speed 26. So yeah, these guys are definitely a little bit better. So we're gonna grab one of those guys, and actually, because of the different speeds, we aren't gonna want one of each, unless Although these guys have the same amount of power, and with that short a distance, I doubt they're going to make it up to max speed. So yeah, we should be fine putting mixed trams on that line. So, go on. And I'm going to color the new tram. So, yeah, let's check this guy out, because I think this is actually the first time I've put one of these on one of my maps. Because I usually wind up swapping to electric trams for emissions reasons early on, but since emissions aren't working at the moment, I can go ahead and put these guys on. He's looking pretty cool. There's a lot more wooden features that are unpainted, which is fine by me, just different from the other two steam trams. Those are all paintable surfaces. But anyways, yeah, I'll leave those two to make their way over to their city, and they'll just run there for a while. Let's see. What else am I gonna do while I wait? Oh, yeah, that's right. I do want to try and lock down most of the central roads so that they don't start upgrading to the modern ones when the cities start to upgrade. So let's see. But yeah, so anything that's not going to be connected to a road that I plan for them to build off of, I'm going to go ahead and lock down. So they might build off of there, so I'm not going to mess with those. Actually, no, I definitely do not want to upgrade this one, so I'll go ahead and upgrade those. Although not, or lock those, but not. I'm not going to bother with that. Actually, no, because they shouldn't be building off of that either, because they've got that. They'll probably want there, and then actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and put in this one early. That way, we can go ahead and lock some of these inner roads. And I might, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and build something here for them. Boom. And then I can go ahead and lock down. And I don't want to lock like half of this road. So, and I don't want to lock that one because that's fairly outskirts. I'll go ahead and lock, not you, but I'll lock you. Lock you. Don't want to lock you. I mean, that's part of the issue with smaller towns is the vast majority of the roads effectively are the exterior road that they're going to be building off of. But anyway, and I think I'm going to start off little spurs coming out there, but I'm not actually finish them so that they can still build off of them even with that interior bit locked down. So we'll build out a little straight bit there and a little straight bit there, and they can continue to get off wherever they want to. I'm not going to bother locking them. Let's see. Middleton, I'm also going to want to lock down some of the roads in because, wow, they've spread out quite a bit. And I doubt the station's still, oh no, it does still cover everything. Wow. Nice. So anyway, they're doing lots of odd and interesting things. I'm going to go ahead and connect up some of these things. And actually, with how much empty space they have, I think I also that's the switch there, isn't it? Yeah, that can't go across. But is there some place that I could bring a road across? No, taking that out, but I'm just not going to have a connection there. But I do think I'm going to run this road down to there. And I think go ahead and connect that one up to there. We want curvy road. They're coming off of a curve. And I think we're also going to connect up this one through, because if we don't, that'll be a lot of wasted space in the middle. I think the rest of the, cul-de-sacs and stuff are fine just staying as cul-de-sacs, and I'm actually just going to go through and upgrade one or two things. I think I'm actually going to just lock down the entire city. So let's see. So what all do they have as being big? I think we might go through and take a couple of the little connecting and make them just be smaller roads. Yeah, I think maybe that will go down and be a bit smaller that goes to there. That's a continuation of a big road, so I think I'll leave it. So yeah, no, I think just go through and I think I will put in a tram route just because I can't, and it's definitely gonna wind locking a lot of this stuff. It's gonna be a pain having to do this stuff after I put trams in. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bring the trams up and around here so I can get one out back there. We know they're gonna build out these spindly bits, and I'm betting that this isn't gonna reach those central bits by the time I'm done. They're very far distant bits, not central. The opposite of central. Let's see. I don't want to fix quote unquote that in this city, so I think I'm gonna go there. Then I'm gonna come down and then go out that way and along around there. I'm gonna stop out there, and actually that means that I'm gonna want to upgrade some of the roads in there. I'm gonna want to upgrade those two, and I'm gonna leave that one. Wow, I just downgraded that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. And then that'll be put in the tram route when I want to. For now, I'm just gonna zoom. No, that's the first airplane, so we could theoretically put in a airport if we really wanted to. Ooh, I pause now, because if we go any further, the roads are going to start upgrading, and I at least want to get through Middleton here, and then I think I'm going to do any small alleyways in the other towns. I'm not going to bother with the big roads. The big roads half bad in their modern state. It's the little ones that look really hideous as the more modern alleyways. They wind up being this, sort of ugly, if not unrealistic, light gray asphalt, and they have no sidewalks either. And it winds up with a very flat and unappealing looking road. I don't like it. And so I try and get rid of it wherever I can. Yeah, and whenever I build it. Now, the one time when I will use that road is for, like, one-way city stuff. For there, it kind of makes sense, because the one-way alleyway is, like, a really skinny alleyway, but it's, like, I don't know. Let me put it this way. If I could have a old city road, one-way road, I would. And I also do try and use the two-lane one-way where I can. The only place I really use that road is in the one-way depot entrances. When I connect to them, I use that road because that's the road that is naturally in there, and it looks less terrible to continue the crappy road than to have a nicer road joining onto it. Not like, joining at an intersection, but just joining in the middle of the street. So, yeah. Considering it's sitting there saying I'm unable to connect, I think it was pretty pointless of me attempting to have the chat going. Yeah, I really do think that, like, uploads are fun, but I'm guessing that, half the neighborhood is, watching Netflix right now, and that's just completely destroying the, download speed on our Wi-Fi. Which, I mean, it's enough download speed to, do something simple. Like, I was trying to watch Sky's stream, and I even turned it all the way down to 144p just to try and, at least listen, even if I couldn't see anything with that much graininess. But even then, it's like, nah, it was not worth it. Like, it would start rendering again every 20 seconds. So I actually missed the last, from about, like, just before 6 and onward, I missed that. Let's see. So, let's see what all here is this. So, yeah, so we just have those 4 connecting alleyways on this one, and I am definitely going to lock those down because, as I said, it's the alleyways that the modern roads really ruin. And also, none of those should affect the outward development, except maybe right there. But even then, it would be fine just, putting a connection in like that. So, yeah. And this guy actually doesn't have anything hooked up to him yet anyway, although I'm definitely going to. Probably not rail to here. I'm probably going to have a passenger ferry from there to maybe straight into Petersfield, although I'd be almost as likely to run one like passenger ferry up there, but I don't know. Could do either. Anyway, see, I think braiding's big enough that I can I'll want to connect those guys up myself first. So we'll hook you up there, and then we'll take you and carry on up through there. Maybe, yeah, 'cause that block area is pretty curvy anyway. So I think I'm gonna put it in like that. And also, now I'll just leave that, because I'm not gonna be locking those roads in anyway. That's an interesting one, but they'll put that up themselves eventually. Yeah, and I think I can go ahead and lock in there. And then jump across from there to there, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock in here. And all of these little central bits that aren't even touching the outside, I'm definitely gonna lock. Yeah, if I were any good at, like, coding and that kind of stuff, I would go ahead and write a, mod that would, like, make it so that, not only would they not, upgrade the roads to the newer, faster ones, or at least, would... Yeah, so they not only wouldn't upgrade their old roads unless you did it, but that they would also, leave in older town buildings until they, got damaged. At least they would tend to, build new ones rather than demolishing historic ones. Simply because I feel that it adds a lot of flavor and depth to a map to have a mixture of old and new things. I mean, even if the older buildings and stuff are less efficient. Yeah. Another thing that I'd love to have is sprawling cities versus tall cities. So, like, a lot of European cities, or at least Irish ones. I haven't myself been to other places in Europe, but I've heard that it's more this way. Will have sprawling cities, basically. They'll spread outward, and like in at least some parts of Ireland, they have hands on any building with more than like 4 or 5 floors. I think it is, just simply because they don't like the way that it makes their cities look. And yeah, and I think that there should be a option in the so firstly, I think that cities should just randomly spawn with a value as to whether they're a standard city, which just grow the way it normally does in Transport Fever, a climbing or a tall city, which specifically tends towards extra skyscrapers even where they're not needed, like just no little suburbs at all, and then a sprawling city, which refuses to build any modern high density. Like, it'll only go up like second density level, which is what these ones are. It'll never put high rises in. Now, I think that'd be a cool option to add in. And then if you were doing something where you were willing to do some editing on your cities, you would have cities that would you would have the ability to make your cities be mostly skyscrapers or mostly small buildings or just a more normal mixture, and I think it would just give people a bit more freedom in how they were doing their cities. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a couple of roads here. I'm going to put one all the way across there, and one just cutting across there. And then I'm going to leave that bit unlocked, so they'll upgrade that and extend it to connect to the intercity road there. And then the intercity road will need to be wider eventually. They do tend to do that, is upgrade those sorts of major connections. And then that will actually stop them from growing out as much that way, although they can still spread out from the those city roads, or those not city roads, those intercity roads. There we go. If I can get that one going, I think that might do it. Yeah, I think the rest of it's stuff that I'm going to let them have control over so that they can still expand out on their own. Yeah. In one of my older maps, I wound up having a city that was also called Law, that was my central city. And that actually started off the game with a base population of over 170, which I was just like, wow, that's... I mean, I still wound up upping the population, I think, after a while, but it was like... It was nice having my city just be naturally super big. you know, since Toe Law is fairly backed up against the coast here, I can actually lock in most of its roads. Because even if it's an edge road, if it's, you know, locked by the coast and can't really expand outward, I definitely want to lock these little interior bits, although I think I am going to start them off a road there that they can build on. I don't know. Why would you do that? I mean, you know what? This one is irritating enough that I'm going to fix it. Come on. Yeah. Actually, I think, would it look better coming out the other way? What I want is more like an S bend. So maybe do like that coming out and curving, and then this one coming out straight and then curving to meet. Yeah, that's more what I was looking for. So yeah. I felt that, you know, having 3 roads all right next to each other, especially when those ones were so close to being one straight one, was just so stupid. So I went ahead and straightened that one out. But in general, I do try to not just straighten out roads just for the sake of it. But, you know, I'm willing to straighten out roads that are actually, you know, causing an issue. But I don't know. Those little quirks of the map give it character. I try to not just wreck them senseless. But I think I'm going to leave those guys there so they can push out there, they can push out there, they can push out of that bit. So I think I am going to, actually no, I'm not going to lock that. So that section will be modern, but that I'll force them to keep old. And it'll force them to keep this bit old. Definitely that bit. That I'm going to leave so they can spread out a little bit further into that peninsula. And I think I'm just going to leave, you know, I'm going to lock in that portion of it. And I think I'll leave the rest of that. I'll leave that portion. So yeah, I think that's all I'll do for Toe Law. Let's see, I've got one down here that we've got one down here that I haven't done yet. This one's fairly gridded and clear as to which ones I can do and which ones, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I put one there, I put one there, then I will just be able to just do the inside and leave the outside. So for this one, we'll do lock it straight and just come right out there. Just hook those ones right up. And that actually is a pretty big area, so I think I'm going to split that grid too with a small road. I think I'm gonna do from there up to there with a small road. There we go. I'm not gonna bother with that area. I'm just gonna leave that to let them modernize it. Let's see. I did that one, I did that one, I did that one. Did main city, I did that. Yep, so that should be, yeah, that should be everything, I believe. Let's see. Yep, that's everything. So now I can start playing again. And now that it's 1920, the default train station will upgrade. Although I do have a mod that lets me place in the older ones and the older buildings. But I do think that I will generally use the default slightly newer ones, even if I think they're a bit ugly. But I will still have access to the older ones to, you know, add them in where I see fit. And I'll do like a mix of older and new buildings. And same thing when we get into the modern day. Like, the modern stations are kind of cool, but I also like the ability to chuck in a couple of the older Victorian style buildings, just because, I don't know, I feel that with the green buildings, I like the color palette of them. I just feel that they're architecturally boring. Like, here, I'll show you the sort of thing I mean. So, like, we go into here and we look at this, like, here, I'll just chuck in a tiny little station. So if we zoom in here, like, I don't know, that looks more like a barn than a passenger building to me. Just, it's very plain, whereas the older ones are just here. And although I do really like the 1920 roofs, and I think I will actually wind up adding those to most of the stages I have. But the 1920s passenger buildings are just kind of bleh. Anyway. Now these guys are doing pretty good for handling of that. Let's see. I'd love it if Petersfield would chuck some residences down here. How's Petersfield doing? Yeah, they definitely should be expanding their residential. And one thing I've noticed is when it's kind of desperate like that, it will make big jumps like this. But it has to be, you know, pretty far off, and you have to run it for a long time before it first jump. So, like, I'm going to leave this thing run overnight, and then in the morning, this area will be, you know, completely full of residential. But, you know, the first building might not jump until, like, you know, 1 in the morning. Stupid like that. So, yeah. But I do want to have a residential section here because it is, you know, out of the way, and if I find a way to fix this emissions thing, it's very quiet up here. Because, I mean, the tracks are a decent distance, the emissions stuff actually emanates out there. Yeah, it's broken, so I can't show you. But when the emissions layer is working, it tends to emanate, you know, like, about far away from the train tracks. So that area should be, you know, almost entirely emissions free. And I can have a nice little suburb there that's connected just by boat. And boats have very low emissions, so their emissions won't even come to shore. So this will actually make for a very nice little area there that's emissions free residential to spread in. Let's see how the town is going aside from it. So we are getting some residential buildings where I don't want them, but not many. So, like, that guy's gonna go. That should be commercial there. And up there, none of that's unacceptable. Although I do intend to eventually make those 2 blocks all commercial. But for now, it's good. That residential is doing what I want, although I don't want that building there. And that residential side. But as you can see, I've gotten the town pretty well trained. And I managed to move, you know, most of my industrial district out here, which has allowed me to let my commercial fill up in the town a lot more. Meant that the commercial wasn't being, you know, restricted. And then that made it so that, well, the residential just kind of is restricted from having to work stuff, but commercial was more restricted. It would have been harder to get the residential to spread out through all of that. It would have continuously been, in commercial buildings in there, making my life even more miserable, which now it isn't. I think I've done a good job of accomplishing my goal, because usually when you city train in Transport 2, you wind up with, a big lump of residential, and then a big lump of commercial, and a big lump of industrial. And I've actually managed to, yes, I have, most of the residential's up here, most of the commercial's in the middle, most of the industrial's down here. I also have a good-sized industrial district there, and I have a good-sized industrial district over there, and another little one there, and then the residential is, I've got, a little bit on that cul-de-sac, and on that one, and on that peninsula, and on that peninsula. And hopefully, once I've given it some time to just run and make that first jump, I'll also get some out here on the mainland. Because that was one of the big worries I had with this map, that my city would be a bit cramped onto this little islandy peninsula thing. It wasn't quite an island, despite the fact that it put a bridge in. There was already a land bridge underneath of it, barely. But it was still effectively an island, and that makes for, cool, that is one way you can force a towering city in, city skylines, is to put it on an island so that the buildings can't stand off, and they're forced to all upgrade in order to get even close to the city's cap. But I prefer my main city to be able to spread out a bit. Not like a ton, but at least a bit. I don't know, I think this has been a pretty good balance. Because I a district over there, and I'm going to hopefully get one over there. And then after that, I'll try and restrict it. It's like, you'll notice I've, if I get into this layer and I zoom in a bit, I've locked the highway going a decent way away from there. So once the city expands out enough to start building more roads, it won't be able to. So that residential district will be forced to be in here and then hugging the highway for a little way. Eventually, I will be upgrading that highway to actually, I think I have the modern roads now. Nope. Oh no. Oh, okay. So apparently modern roads are a bit after 1920. So I don't know when the roads modernized, but I know 1920 when the station modernizes and the roads are around the same time. And so as soon as the roads modernize, at least this bit of highway, not the rest of it, but the bit, I probably am going to upgrade. Or I might put that in as the this guy, because this guy is he's not super quick. The modern version of him is pretty quick, but in general, the even the biggest city roads, like this guy is 60 kilometers an hour, and the next size down is also 60, and this is in the old roads, and that one's 80. And then in the modern roads, this one is the fastest you get, and then they have another wider one that's the same speed. And then these guys are 60, and even these guys these guys are the 80, and these guys are 60 in the modern version. Like that asphalt section there is 60 mile per hour road. That's the modern small one, by the way. Is that. But anyway, so yeah, we've got, 2 years and a couple months to go before I can get Gordon in. Oh wait, I don't think the line is Smithwick. Oh no, it's not actually connected up into the main line. So I need a turn off here, probably, that's gonna go from there around into there. And this time, I think we'll go through the mountain rather than over it. Because I am going to still have a decent amount of mountain. Yeah, I still have a decent amount of mountain that I have to climb up. So I can do, I'll want to give myself a bit of room to get past those signals. slowed down to 90 there. Let's see. Oh, and it gets all the way down to the 60s there. Yeah, when the A1 comes out, I'll be able to get my trains up to the full 120 of the non-high-speed track. So I'm going to want to try and see if I can't keep this at 120 away. And I think I might actually come off here right after the bridge in order to try and achieve that. And I'm going to stay level until I get through the mountain. So yeah, we're going to stick at 120 the whole time. But only just at 120. And okay, that's good, yep. There we go, through the tunnel. And then for this one, I think I'm just going to go ahead and connect it straight on up and move it out until it forms a nice S-bend. Actually, no, I think I will want to come... I think I'll come out to maybe like there, but I'll turn that off and start going on down the hill. And then here, I think we'll just go from there straight. But what are you doing? Ah, that's interesting. Anyway, I think I'm just going to go straight in and just take it on forward till it hits 120. Yeah, I'll come out a bit from those signals so I can get the other track in. There we go. And that'll let Gordon stay at his max speed he can do on this older track. If it's at 120 now, it'll be probably over 200 at its high speed. Nope, not. Those are the 1921 unlocks, which is a new bus, a 100-kilometer-an-hour German passenger wagon, which we really need because we've got the modern ones that are prettier and better. Oh, it's putting in catnip. No, bad. You know, I might take a leaf from Sky's book and get the No Catenary track mod that he has, the one that has a track that when you put it in, it automatically turns off catenary, because it tries to put catenary back on every time I close and reopen the game. It's just, that's the default, is putting in catenary from the get-go. Whereas I would much rather put in just regular track with my steam train than electrify it if and when I ever want to. Okay, so yes, it will go in there. That's fine. Only bit. It's weird. Usually those align, but occasionally it'll do something like that. They wind up slightly misaligned, which I don't know. Into the tunnel. And it might dip below 120 on the inside radius of that curve, because I'm super close to the line. But even if it does, it'll only dip down to, 119. And 119 is fine, honestly. Like, I can live with 119. Anyway, so that'll do there. Let's make sure I'm properly signaled up for everything. So we've got a decent amount of blocking there. I think we'll put in some blocking right at this signal. So we'll put one there, and we'll put, we already have one basically there, but I'll put one all the way up, just because. And yeah, we shouldn't have this ever get busy enough that that one will cause issues. If anything, it'll be a good early release. So we'll put in a signal, a pair of signals there. And we'll put in one either end of the tunnel. Like that. And like that. And then we'll also be putting one right in there. And right in there. And right in there. Let's make sure that is not blocked coming in. I'll block you up. I'll probably wind up ending this closer to 8 my time, because it's not looking like I'm going to be getting anybody in here. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sky wound up continuing to go over and still, you know, riding his little mountain train up and down, or if nothing else, you guys are probably still chatting with him on Discord, which is, that's fine. I mean, I get that I am, you know, absolutely mooching off of Sky's fan base. I don't regret it. It's a simple statement that I am mooching off of fan base. And so I would much rather you guys, you know, still be watching him to your fullest amount than jumping over to me and ignoring Sky. But I don't know. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see a couple of you guys, for at least the little one's Discord's died down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, if nothing else, I hope that Amber will at least be here for when I finally put Gordon on. That seems to be Amber's standard, is anytime anybody's making a transport map is ask for Thomas and Gordon, which is, you know, same. Although in my case it would be Thomas and Edward. I've always liked Edward the most. Like, even when I was, you know, too little to understand the history behind it, and that Edward was actually the first entry, both chronologically in canon and that Audrey came up with, I still always liked Edward a little bit more. Just, I don't know. I've always liked the really old. Just, I don't know. It's just a thing, I guess. Anyway, that should be that bit taken care of. Let's see, what else can I do while I wait for Gordon to come in? I think I'm going to do the next passenger line with the 3 Flying Scotsmen a few years after Gordon. I think that one will go to Bolsover, which I accidentally wound up putting this line in when I lost track of where I was going. I decided to just leave it and use it as the line coming here, so I think I'll go ahead and put in the I think I'll put it in here and then turn out onto the line. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And let's see, what does Bolsover want? Goods and machines. Goods, there's all here, we can just transfer out, and machines are going to come in from here, and that's short enough that I'll probably do either a second dedicated line or probably just a tramway to bring in the machines the other direction. I mean, we'll also obviously want something branching off to grab from the farm and from the oil, and we'll just do a station just right off the side of the line there for the food factory. Wonder where the other farm is. Let's see, go into here. There it is, up there. So yeah, technically a food factory wants 4 farms, but I think I don't know, there's only 2 on this map because it's a small map, and on a small map you just don't have as many of the things. So food's actually probably going to be one of the fairly scarce resources on this map. But fortunately, I think that we only have the one town that actually wants it, which is way up there. So at least I think that's the only one. Yawa is the only one who wants. Oh no. So yeah, we were going to deliver food to both of those guys eventually, which is fine. Anyway, let's get a train station in here. And I think this is going to be our first 1920s train station. Come out here. There's the, and I like to put it in from the generic one rather than the modded preset, just because. Anyway, this is going to be our first newish train station, and I do like that they still have at least a little bit of a clock tower, and I like the color scheme. I really like the color, but it's like everything else about it just kind of stinks, you know. Just architecture. That roof looks too much like a barn for me to ever consider these buildings beautiful. But I don't know. The real life has plenty of ugly buildings, so I can't exactly fault them on that one. But I think I'm going to actually redo this a little bit, because I'm gonna want that cargo platform. So I'm gonna get rid of these guys and push them off right next to the road. So and I'm also gonna probably put in steps if I can fit them. And then a second track, and I'm gonna put a cargo station, some cargo platforms out the other side. And I think I'm gonna still use my modded actual platform bit, but I'm gonna use the default 1920s cover. I try to not use it before it unlocks, just in a, from a playing the game perspective. I do like the way this cover looks. I think it looks a little bit better than the older one that's all wood shit, that's like the slate shingles. I like slate shingles, but I love the green copper trim. Yeah. My orchestra went on a trip to Ireland a few years back, and I just took a bunch of, random architecture pictures. I actually set as my desktop background slideshow. But one of the more simple ones I had, just of it was a random house, and it had copper gutters and copper peaks to the roof, like where it meets the corner of those copper, but the rest of it was slate. I don't know, that is so cool. Like, I think that would just look awesome. Even this with, the steel roofing and the corroded copper rest of it, that's still beautiful. I mean, I still like it. Different kind of. Anyway, let me see. Can I get the platform to go? Oh wait, I don't want the waiting room. I want the just regular. So yes, I can get the platform to go all the way out, and I should still be able. They should still be able to upgrade the road. Actually, I got a proper excuse to use these. I grabbed a mod for like generic British like small halts. I did it mainly for the actual passenger cover building rather than for the platforms, but I kind of like it because I mean, when you're first placing them down, they still give you trouble, but you can actually make a track or a road in closer to the platform, and it makes it kind of nice for these sort of endy bits. The transition a little nicer. I'm going to go into buildings. I think it's all to the other end. But somewhere in here is the yeah, there it is, this guy. I'm going to grab the shelter with green trim. Well, it says it's brown trim, but it says... Oh, don't... What? Oh. Okay, so it's still... If it like... The road's still blocky from putting it in, but you can put the roads back in afterward. So I'm going to go ahead and level that chunk of road. I'm actually going to put it back in wide when I put it back in. I'll bust both of those down. But I really do want to mask that transition a little bit, and with the way this build, you'll see what I'm talking about. So with this building, right, when you put it in, to see how it like juts out like that, and it goes into the platform, but then it also sticks out a little bit. So I can't either, but either way, like I don't know, it like you still have the whole transition thing, but because of the way that goes in, it makes it look less like, you know, you're just randomly transitioning to a half-size platform, more like you're put. It just I don't know. It blends it better. I kind of like it. It also gives them a little bit more time before they, you know, can't get under cover anymore, which is also kind of nice. So anyway, we're gonna take this dude out to there, and then we'll take this bit and extend it out to there. Oop, I want this curved. And boom. There, I kind of like that. Let's see. And so that actually already gives me, I believe that gives a road connection there. Let's see. Does that give a road connection? Doesn't look like it does, but I can go into this and grab miscellaneous and side entrance for the narrow platform. Puts it right up in there. And that'll give me a connection. And then I'll also grab these guys and I'll just slap them in willy-nilly, because when the platform goes up to the road like that, it just seems kind of dumb to not give them steps to walk straight onto the road. Like, I don't know. Like, if there were a station like that I were on and they didn't have steps, I would just, you know, jump off the platform and onto the sidewalk. Like, no, I'm not, you know, walking all the way out the front. You know, go right off the side. I'm gonna walk off my train. I'm gonna just walk straight on out. Although I guess to explain why they don't do that, I wonder how that'd look. So we'll take those dudes out, because I've got fences and walls here. And let's see. Let's do the railing. And so we can, you know, like, have our railing there. Although that doesn't really make sense though because of that, and I don't even think it really looks all that great either. Yeah, no, I'm not big on that. No, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna have some steps. You know, somebody needs to come out for a mod for full-length steps. Like, instead of having just a little bit of steps in the middle of the platform area, just have a mod that'll put steps all the way along a platform. Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Just, you know, all along here, it just has a nice gradual set of steps that go down to the road. And then I mean, even if they, you know, still only walk out the middle, it'd make the stations look a bit cooler, in my opinion. And I think I am gonna go into the fences and walls. Let's see how that looks. I don't think I've put one of those on yet. Yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, and we'll have the cargo half of the station fenced off, just because. chuck in the other 2 bits of track. There we go. That's a nice, at least somewhat unique little station. Boom. And then we'll take this track. I think we're only going to put it the, you know, absolute bare minimum distance before it doesn't flip with the, or collide with the level crossing there. So, oh, come on. Come on, there's no way. Yeah, I thought so. I think I'm gonna have to dip it down a little bit. Oh, no, it goes in fine. Yeah, that's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Although, was that gonna be the right or left-hand track? I actually don't know. So it's double tracked up through here. So where does it stop being double tracked? No, that was the left. Oh, boo. So I'll take that feed out. Actually, it would have been a better idea to just let it go ahead and put it in like that. And actually, because of how this is, I'm actually going to go ahead and put in the other one nipping over like that, because this way we get the basically there's not much room to put a turnaround off of the main line, so I'll just have the turnaround for both bits of this station be double slip and just be the entrance to the main line. So like that. Yeah, I mean, double slips might be a touch on the slow side, but when you're like, both double slips are only actually, neither double slip is going to be used coming off of them or off of the main line, so they'll be still going, quick when they come off. And going into the speeds menu, so yeah, the cargo trains aren't going to have to slow down until there. The passenger trains will have to slow down right from there, but they'll still be, going at, 70 some when they hit the tightest bit of the turn. Unavoidable. So I think this is fine. So yeah, I think we're going to put the Flying Scotsman going out here. Oh, we're almost into 1922. If I actually play the date instead of leaving it paused. Yeah, we're almost in 1922. And 1923 is when we're going to be able to put Gordon on. So while I'm building out here, I want to go ahead and hook up the farm and food. Put on the station for the food line. Or no, I don't want that. I want this. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and let's see. I'm pretty sure that actually was, really straight. So I'm going to see if I can just put, yep. So we're not getting our wonderful Gordon quite yet, but soon, oh so very soon. So yeah, this is just a drop. I don't think I'm actually going to bother making the station bit too big. I think I'm going to truck in that, and then I'm just going to put, like, actually, oh no, because we are going to have pickup. So I am actually going to want a second track on this. So I'm going to go ahead and just take out all. Oh no, we need platforms on both tracks. So yeah, I'm going to put in a cargo platform in just for drop-off on the inner, and then the outer one's actually going to be a pretty good-sized platform. So like, yeah, and because the way this mod works, the drop track on the farm is only going to get to use half of this platform, like in normal unmodded, fine, because it's only drawing off. But then when I have one that's sticking off the side, it'll use the whole platform, plus any extensions that I add to it. So I can actually put in, you know, like, say, 2 or 3 widths of platform here, and then a single small building. And in fact, I think I'm actually going to do this, and then I'm going to take this bit out even further. Aww. It's giving me that hard limitation thing. I don't like that. Anyway, we're going to do that, and we're going to take this dude, and we're going to stick him in right there. And that's actually, you know, a pretty decent platform, even though the station's, you know, super short. So, yeah, just a little trick found. And the farm trains, even if they don't need much station, might wind up being pretty long. So we're actually going to third track out for a little ways here to give them some room for their butt end to stick out. Like that, and then we'll nip across in a fairly quick double slip. So, and actually it lets you put in your double slips quicker if you don't, find the link out. Oh, actually, oh no, never mind. It's the same quickness on the switch. Actually, another trick of double slip switching is you can do like that to the highest speed it'll let you, right? It's like to there, that's the best it'll give me. And that slows, you know, 100 and some on each side. You put that in, and then what you do is break that piece off. And then you come back up to here, and from the double slip switch, you run your track off to a further distance, and it puts it in not only is the track full speed, but that makes the double slip switch a little bit faster. And then put that in, and then you come here, and then you delete that little bit of track, and you do the same thing. You go from a pre-established double slip switch, but then you go extra far. And so that will wind up getting you a double slip switch that's really quick. And actually, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to set this to be a double switch. You can see just highlighting it how long the actual switch part is. That's huge for a double slip. I'm going to track speeds. Like both sides of this, 97. Cargo trains won't even slow down coming off on this double slip switch. And so I'm kind of proud of being able to pull. Although actually, I didn't even need to link on that side. Because, so the speed, no, you go away. Stupid help. I do not want Windows help. Stupid. Maybe help on with removing my help key, but unbind Windows help from the function. But anyway, so the speed on this switch, so they're only going to use the switch going from here to that way. And that's already 97, so we don't need to make that any quicker. And on this side, we're not going to actually use the switch part. It's this switch that we're worried about. And as long as that's up to 96, which is pretty easy to do, even with it being fairly short, it won't slow down going either way. So yeah, like, here we go, 99. So with my 96 mile an hour, or kilometer an hour cargo wagons, they won't even slow down on that. So yeah. And that's how you get a double slip switch without a... I know saving is a good idea. I'm gonna, you know, be really feeling the voodoo of it if I, you know, suddenly have a massive crash. But, yeah, no, I don't want to save right now. I want to get rid of it. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in. And I think I might actually, anyway, for now, I'm going to go ahead and take this. And actually, I'm going to go my Trixies again, and I'm going to come way the way up here. Oh, actually, no. Because of the way that is, I can actually do it fairly close. I'm going to come out like that. Just nudge it in as far in as I can to initially create that double slip. Or actually, no, do that, and I'll just come until it let's... Hey, no. I didn't... Oh no, it's doing what I want. And then it's like, as soon as it lets me, which is just short of the 120 mark, I'll go ahead and just put that in, and that bit's more than enough. But the double slip there, going onto that line, if we come in, make it actually be a double slip, and we turn on the speed. Now, that's actually 95, which is only slowing down by 1 kilometer an hour. But 1 kilometer an hour faster I can get by doing that and taking it right the way up. And even it might actually not increase it by that little bit because it's also still going out some, but we'll come in and see. I got it up to 90, it's still 95. Well, that's mildly annoying. Actually gonna take this track back out. I'm gonna put it in going up like this. Not quite that far, but I'll put that far, and then I'll once again make it back a ways. Yeah, and this is how you get in double slip switches. You just you stretch and remove until you've got it, stretched out super uber, and then you are able to get your double slip switches. Go into there and zoom in and see. Okay, why are you saying that's down to... There's no way that should be down to 8. No, that should be... What are you doing? Stupid, ridiculous game. I don't think I've ever had it do that to me. Making a liar of me, game? There's another thing you can do to budget in a little bit is use the shift key. And then it won't actually bind to the side. You can do something, stupidly long like that. Let's see. Now, are you gonna behave this time? No, you're still some... Maybe... Yeah, that's actually... Well, I appear to have screwed that double slip switch up. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to do that, but honestly, just coming, right the way back here and just doing it as, long as we can naturally might actually just be the way to go. And I'll just take that out. I can't quite. Then I'll take it out part of the way back. That should still get us a pretty quick, like, at least, somewhere in the 90s, even if it's not going to be 96. So let's see. Is that acceptable? Wait, no, it's not. I didn't double slip it yet. Oh, it did that disgusting thing. Even if it is acceptable, which... No, it's down to 7. Apparently, this is being weird. And I'm still gonna go ahead and put it back in there. And I'm budging down a bit with... Okay, I'll take this back so I get enough length that I can use the M and N keys. And that'll make that little ugly bit go away. There we go. That's the clipping taken care of. Yeah, apparently this one just doesn't want to go in quite right. Which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but... a bit disappointing, but... we'll just leave it, and it probably will go up to being fine as soon as we get high-speed tracks and we upgrade it. Ooh, we're almost to the end of 1922. We're gonna be getting bored in any minute now. Just one more month to go. But anyway, so while we're waiting for Gordon, let's actually put in his line so we can just chuck him on it when we get him. So we need a new... No, I need to go through and name all these. New line from Petersfield Passenger Station up along there into Smethwick. And it does use that little tunnel we made. And that'll do. And line 13, so just a few short little in-game days. We're gonna put Gordon on. Come on. Good suspense. Christmas. There's New Year's Eve, and well, that's annoying. I could have swore. Must have been... No. Wait, that one's one that I had from James. I could have swore we already got it. And apparently, Hey, wait. So that, 179 class that came in some random other mod is actually the same one that I had for Edward. Just from a different railway. Here, I'm gonna go in here and look at the new engine. I could have swore that the A1 unlocked in 1923. We're gonna go into just my steam engines here. Go down to the bottom. So this is this guy again. Okay. So these guys just never ran on the LMS. Yeah. And then... yeah, so these guys are, okay. Those guys are the same one, just for the, LMS, in the LMS colors, in, you know, the nice brilliant maroon rather than vibrant blue. So that's fine. Okay. That's, I mean... we got the, other variants on Toby. We got the LNER, and I think, yeah, we got the LNER one, and then we got the generic one. I don't know what's up with that, but this one says LNER on the side. That's the only difference between that one we currently have as Toby, and this one just has nothing on the side. And for having nothing on the side plates makes it have 2 less emissions. Dunno. But anyway. I know I had that mod added. So maybe it was... okay, this is gonna bother me. So we're gonna save the game, go out to the main menu, and check that mod is installed. Oh, and So the map that Sky generated with the Sky as the seed is a really cool map. There's no way my PC can handle it at this point, but eventually I plan on getting a new computer. And just so that I remember when I do, the first map I'm going to run on stream on my new computer whenever I get it, which is probably going to be a couple years. But when I get it, the first map I run on stream is going to be that one. Because me, as well as quite a few other people in chat, were, you know, screaming out at Sky for missing the fact that there were so many super cool routes around the one city in that map. And so I'm going to do those as soon as I have the ability to. But anyway, so we're going to save. Yes. And then once the vehicles start moving again, the save is finished. I don't know, the autosave gives a little saving notification up here, but this one doesn't. You just have to, you know, use outside indicator to tell whether or not it's done with the actual save progress. I'm not sure if I would lose data, just, you know, went ahead and logged out or not, but better than oh so very sorry. So we are going to quit to main menu, and then I'm going to load up that map and check the mods on it. Well, actually, first things first, I'm going to pop up the Steam Workshop to make sure to just check the year on that. But it probably is just that it came out like, you know, 1924 or something like that. But anyway, so, would that be where my mods would be found? Oh no, that's a different thing. Okay. There we go, subscribed items. Okay. Come on, open it up. Open the bloody thing. There you go. Oh. Okay, but anyway. So, it says down here. Yeah, 1923. Yeah. So I'm going to load that up and make absolutely certain that I enabled that mod. Show options. So those are ones that I put into my mod folder directly that don't work very well. So there it is. It's in there. Don't know. Maybe you just somehow has it set up to unlock, you know, like halfway through the year or something. I don't know. But if it does not unlock, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Don't know. As you guys can pretty clearly tell looking over my left-hand tab, it says I have an excellent connection to upload my video, and am yet somehow unable to connect to the chat. So I truly am guessing that my neighbors are just, you know, binging on Netflix and eating up all of the download bandwidth, but the upload bandwidth is perfectly fine, which means that I can, you know, stream, but I can't, watch somebody else's stream or even my own chat, which is somewhat irritating, but whatever. Anyway, so getting back into the game. So let's see. Maybe it is in there, but it's just in like under multiple units or something. I don't know. So we'll scroll through just the all category. So, let's see. No. So maybe in... No. So, yeah, either it's you somehow managed to make availability so that it'll pop up partway through the year, or something in that mod is a little bit broken. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's extremely disappointing. So, let's see. What do I do? This route looks like it's gonna need yet another tram on it. So, this one. Oh yeah, and I'll also want to once I do this, I will want to go ahead and go through and apply my naming convention to all the lines I've failed to name so far. I said I was going to do that instead of going back and doing it, and lo and behold, screwed it up again. So let's see. So line 1, jump to look at it, is that one. Okay. So this would be name line. So this is train Bolsover ore mine to Bolsover Steelworks. I'm guessing line 2 is going to be the other. Yep, line 2 is the other ore mine line. Hey, ore mine line, that rhymes. Well, anyway, so this is that actually close enough to consider that to be part of Smethwick? Come on. Yeah. I guess it's not, stupidly far. It says that's Smethwick, so I guess. So, train. Wait, no, we don't want curly brackets. We want regular brackets. Train. Smethwick. Or mine to Bolsover Steelworks. And then this one here, which we'll jump to, is okay. So this is the forestry there. So I believe that, yeah, that I did. Did I call that Middleton Forestry in the other line? Yeah, Middleton Forestry. So yeah, this is Middleton Forestry to Middleton Toolworks, also known as Edwards Branch Line. Toolworks. So line 4, if we jump to that, is Middleton Toolworks to Middleton. Yeah, that's wrong. Middleton Toolworks to Middleton. And then line 5 there is going to be let's see. Petersfield Cargo Delivery 2. So, light rail. Petersfield Cargo Delivery 2. And then that one there is no, quit doing that. Ooh. Yeah, so that's Petersfield Tram 2. No, fine. Yeah. Light rail passenger. Field Tram 2. And then this one here is let's see. A light rail. I'd say this isn't so much a cargo delivery because it's not going from the central thing. So this is, let's say, hey, where'd you go? So it should be all the way up here at the top, just unnamed light rail. So let's jump back. And this is specifically light rail. Petersfield Industrial Transfer. The line 8 there is going to be Petersfield Ferry 1. This is Ship Passenger, our first one of the series that I've actually bothered naming. Petersfield Ferry 1. I think this is going to be, yep, this is Petersfield Ferry 2. Ship Passenger. Petersfield Ferry 2. Come on, there we go. And then this guy should be Petersfield Ferry 3, I'm guessing. Come on. A little box here so I can jump to it. Oh no, this is just completely nothing. This guy is Petersfield Ferry 3, and I'm not going to bother putting anything on it until my residential actually jumps across that bridge. Field Ferry 3. No, I forgot to put in my line type designation. Now, it is amazing just how much just that little bit does to keep this area organized, because when you're doing in the all section, you can look at, you'll immediately know which type of vehicle it is, and you'll also know whether or not it's passenger. And because it sorts alphabetically, it keeps them all together, and it keeps all the passengers and cargoes separated, and it's nice, especially for when you want to look at like increasing maintenance on something, because for like increasing maintenance on passenger trains, because they tend to go deeper into the city, all your passenger trains are going to be together. Anyway, so line 12 there. So you are up here. You are the Smithwick tram. Smethwick Tram. Oh, forgot to add in the line designation. Light rail passenger and brackets. I forgot the space, but I can go back and do that. And this is train passenger Petersfield to Smethwick. Then I need to scroll up here and forget the space. So this guy needs space there. There we go. And that's everything renamed. And we're nearly into 1924. So who knows, maybe he just mistyped the year in that and it actually is going to come out now. Or maybe it's just somehow broken, I don't know. But I definitely think I'm going to, after the stream, and I might even end the stream about now, but after the stream I'm going to be going in and letting that guy know that, hey, your mod says that the A1 is going to become available in 1923, and it didn't. What's up with that? And I'll be good. I will, give all the specific map details so he knows if it's one of my settings that broke his mod. But, or if it's just that he, put a typo down in the description and it actually was supposed to come out in 1926 or 1924 and he typoed on the number pad, which is entirely possible, if a little improbable. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna probably end it about there. So yeah, well, let's have a short ride on this guy before I go. So I'm not going to go into first person because if the A1, because it's about to be 1924. Okay, well now it is 1924, and the stuff that's popped up. So we've got a motor bus or a rail bus if I want to do short rail route, and we've got some nicer trucks. So yeah, I think I'll just leave you guys with this for a minute or two, and then I will go ahead and log me out and leave you guys to your own devices. So bye. Well, bye.